Hello and welcome to the Zurich Zone. My name is Nitya Bhutani and today I'm joined by Erwin Noekman, the Executive Director for Indonesia Sharia Insurance Association, and Hilman Simanjuntak, the CEO for Zurich General Takaful Indonesia. Well, it's great to have both of you, and today what we really want to focus on is the topic of Sharia and Takaful insurance, right? We're here in Indonesia today, and it's the largest Muslim population in the world. And I think it's really important in that context to understand what Sharia and Takaful insurance really is. And we've seen the trends, right? In the last 5 years, the Sharia insurance industry has been growing at 14 to 15%, which is far greater than the conventional insurance industry. And we only see this getting larger. So I think for all our viewers, who are listening in, it would be great to understand a little bit more about this concept. So before we do that, let's understand a little bit about your journeys. What got you here? What makes you really passionate about the topic of Sharia? So maybe, Pak Erwin, we start with you.
Okay, thank you, Vanitia. I start my career back in 1999 when I was sitting at the box at Lloyd's of London when I'm pursuing my MBA degree in UK. Going back to Indonesia and working for the state-owned enterprise for almost 15 years. And my last position actually handling as a chief takaful officer. And due to some reasons, I have to go to Saudi Arabia for working and going back to Indonesia. And now I'm setting this position as the executive director of ASI since 2016. I've been patient for this takaful or the Sharia insurance because this is actually the basic principle of takaful is actually to helping each other, which is actually the true meaning of the Indonesian, we call it as the basic cooperative, and this is also the collaborative action for all Indonesian. So the meaning of the helping each other is very meaningful for me. That's why I'm very passionate in this takaful. Not to mention also the growth and the significant development in the takaful industry in Indonesia is very, very promising for the future.
Okay. Thank you. Mark Hilman, what about you? What got you into Sharia insurance?
Yeah, I think same as Erwin. I started my career back in 1999. And at the time, my background was accounting. At the time, I started working in an auditing firm. And during that period, I don't see anyone who's really, really interested to, come into the insurance industry. So I was caught up in the insurance industry, not on purpose. Because at the beginning of my career, I have to do the audit for all of my clients, which were almost all of them are insurance companies. So because it is a specialized, then I cannot go anywhere.
so you got stuck with us.
Yes.
This is what happened to Bahilman. It's actually contrary to my life and my background. I've been infiltrated by the insurance terminology with the insurance jargon, but back then when I was still in the very early teenage, because my late father also working in the insurance industry and been active as an underwriter for more than 3 decades. And he was also an active executive committee of the Dewan Asuransi Indonesia or Insurance Council for Indonesia. So since my junior high school, I already been infiltrated with the bordereau, with the excess of loss and something like that. So even though my late father back then didn't allow me to join the insurance industry, but again, because maybe my my conscience is already in the insurance part, so that's why it's very, very it's like my cup of tea.
It was in your blood.
Yes, so you have a very strong root for insurance industry, but for me at the time, I think everyone wants to go to like banking industry, oil industry, mining industry. So, but since I was already becoming the expert of insurance, then I cannot go anywhere. Even though at that time I really want to, you know, explore or learn any other industries. But then I was thinking that maybe I supposed to, to really build my career in this industry. And then, so I decided to join the industry. I joined an insurance company, and there where I was introduced with the Sharia, because as a finance department head, I have to, I have to take care of everything, including from the traditional, conventional, or the Sharia industry.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So just picking up on that, right? And I know Pak Erwin touched upon it a little bit, this concept of what really is Sharia insurance, what are the principles, and what makes it different from conventional. So maybe Pa Hilman, you can talk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually $1 million question from everyone. Anytime I see new customers, new business partners, they are asking what is actually the difference between the traditional or conventional insurance with Sharia insurance. Well, the very basic is actually on the akad. Akad means on the agreement. So basically, between the insurance company and the policyholders, the agreement was the insurance company act as only as an operator of a pool of fund that is actually owned by the policyholders.
I see.
So that comes where the principle of mutual value of the Sharia insurance. And then the other one is definitely commercial value. I mean, the cover, the benefit actually quite similar with the conventional insurance, but there is one, upside on the Sharia contract is at the end of your policy period, if you don't have any claim, you will get kind of underwriting surplus sharing. You cannot find it in the conventional insurance. And then one more value that I understand from the Sharia insurance is the social value, because part of this pool of fund, we need to kind of create a provision to do social activities. So basically, as a policyholders of Sharia insurance, you are also contributing to this social activity. So those are I think the three main value that makes Sharia difference compared to the conventional insurance.
Yes, maybe I can add on what Pak Hilman said. He already make a clear understanding about what is takaful actually compared to the conventional one. In addition to that, especially in Indonesia, where Indonesia has been dubbed as the most generous people in the world for the 5 consecutive years, the meaning of giving, the meaning of charity is, as we know in the Maslow theory, is on top of the everyone minds. So by participating in the takaful or the Sharia insurance is not only each and every policyholder are helping himself, but he also have the opportunity, or she have the opportunity to help others. So this is again, this is the basic, the true what you call the very pure meaning of the we call it in Indonesia is gotong royong. In Filipino we call it like bayanihan. In other part of the world it's like Pak Hilman said, it's a mutual. So is actually the concept of the takaful is resharing. Resharing means each and every one bear the same consequences if someone suffer losses, suffer misfortune, and everyone and other are helping each other. Other than that, I think in terms of the benefit, in terms of the other practical things to the policyholder is quite similar compared to the conventional one. I mean, the limit of liability or the indemnity and everything is similar. Yeah. And again, for example, in Indonesia, the Takaful Association, I try to put it more like the terminology to be easier to understand to other, even for Muslim. Not that's why it's also not only targeting for the Muslim, for the non-Muslim as well. That's why we are trying to changing, not only for the Syariah insurance, not for the Takaful. We call it the salingtolong.id. The meaning is like helping each other, because this is having the universal value. Because the helping each other, it doesn't mean that you have to be in the particular religion, races, color, and all the things. So we try to move forward the Takaful or Syariah insurance, not only the products, but this we come to make it in the value proposition.
Yeah, and to add to that, Nitya, these unique values of Sharia insurance are the one that is making me passionate about these topics, because one of the biggest homework for every one of us in Indonesia in the insurance industry is how to improve the penetration rate of insurance industry, which is right now is very low. It's I think less than 5%. So with this value of Sharia insurance, which really align with the Muslim population, and Indonesia is the biggest population in the world, I think this could be kind of a boost, and we can leverage this to really want to to increase the penetration of the insurance industry. So people at least it's not going to worry about whether this is aligned with my belief or not, because it's already aligned with the Sharia principles.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that penetration point, right? We also learned from Pa Erwin, the industry, Sharia Association and industry kind of started 30 years ago. So it's been a while. But penetration has continued to remain a bit of a challenge, right? And what do you think are the barriers to that? What's preventing greater penetration, greater financial inclusion, given this concept?
Yeah, for me, I would say that the challenge is on the inclusion rate. I think based on my experience, we are facing several barrier in the Sharia, the insurance penetration or insurance inclusions. We have the channel barrier, whether I mean the access of people to the insurance product, and then we have the kind of the product design barrier, whether the product is fit to the customer or not, and then we also have the information barrier, knowledge about insurance product. Let alone the Sharia. I'm talking about the insurance, and also we have the. I think we also have the the pricing barrier. Maybe for some people, or maybe for most people, the price is maybe too high. So those four barriers are the one I think that has been a challenge for us to really improve the inclusion. So we need to find a way how to to handle those barriers, I think.
Understood.
Yeah, Nitya, I cannot agree more for what Pak Hilman said, that the inclusion rate is very low, not only for the Takaful, but also for the conventional insurance in Indonesia. But before the inclusion, also another important thing is the literacy rate of insurance and Takaful is very, very low. For example, we talk about the Takaful. The literacy rate among Indonesians is only 2.51%. Is very, very, very low compared to what we discussed earlier, that Indonesia is the most populous Muslim in the world. Compared to 200 plus million, the people who officially known or barely know about Takaful is only 5 million people. So it's very, very anomaly things happen in Indonesia. So we have so-called some preface, like we call it like if you don't know it, that then you won't love it. In Indonesia, we tak kenal maka tak sayang. In Takaful, we call it the tak kenal maka ta'aruf. If you don't know it, then you have to be introduced. That's why what happened in the market in Indonesia, especially being boosted by the association and also by the regulator OJK, then we try to do more literacy to all stakeholders, not only to the academician, not only to the what you call it, the public, but also to the people who holding as a decision maker, like a regulator, the MPs, and other like in the ministries or the other organizational bodies, because when people knows about the good things about Takaful, they can easily. We're not trying to bring people switch from the conventional to the Takaful, because Takaful have its own value proposition. Okay, take aside that they already or don't have the insurance before, but knowing the good things about Takaful is maybe we do believe that in the future that people will what call like it's like a green field. It's like a blue ocean, untouched market yet. We cannot escape that during the pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the growth of the Takaful, especially in the family Takaful, is growth significantly. I don't know what happened to the other part of the world, but in Indonesia, people tend to be more religious during the hardship.
Yes.
So people tend to be more religious, and they are so-called buying new Takaful policies, not buying the conventional life insurance. This is something what do you call it? It's like a trigger.
Interesting trend,
It's in trigger. But some surveys been conducted by the market research that the growth of the so-called religious things like we call in Indonesia, even we have the so-called the Sharia hotel, we have the halal food, and everything is increasing significantly. The fashion, the models, fashion, halal, yeah, and everything tends to be more like in one ecosystem to the halal ecosystem, and it's not only for the Muslim population, because it can be used, it can be consumed also by the non-Muslim. Yeah,
yes.
for example, you're having the halal food. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not Muslim. So you go to the halal restaurant. It doesn't matter you're Muslim or not. The people will want us. Same thing happened to this Takaful. Everyone can contribute, and everyone can also benefit from the scheme, as Hilman mentioned earlier. At the end of the day, if you don't have any claim and the unrating result is positive and there is a surplus, then the policyholder can also benefit it by having some portion of the surplus allocation.
Yeah, Pak Erwin mentioned about the ecosystem, so I agree with that. So I think if we really want to increase the penetration, it cannot be done only by one company or only by the association. The ecosystem must kind of move together, because and I also agree with Pak Erwin. The literacy is important. So everyone get to know better about the Sharia insurance.
Yeah.
But there is another approach that we can do. I mean, if we couldn't find effective way in increasing the literacy, we can always work together with our business partner, like Sharia banks or Sharia Multifinance. So we are working with them and attaching our product to be introduced to their customers. So it's also another way to introduce the Sharia insurance product. And I think one of the most important thing, if we want to if we expect significant improvement or significant increase in the penetration or also in the inclusion, we need to be innovative in creating the product. I think if we want people to start thinking about having an insurance product, we better start with a very simple product that everyone can understand easily, and easy access, and also low premium. I think that this kind of product could really help us in improving the inclusion.
So are you thinking more micro Takaful
Exactly.
insurance?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I think and that is also the approach that we are using right now in Zurich General Takaful Indonesia. We are working with one of our biggest partner, a Multifinance company. We are attaching our micro Sharia insurance product, like typhoid product, typhoid cover, and dengue, where the premium amount is, I think, only $4. It's very small, so people will not really think twice when they are offered this kind of product, and it's very easy. You got the disease, you can get the benefit. Yeah. And on the other initiative, we also introduced a new product in Indonesia insurance industry, which is the parametric insurance for the coffee farmers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's the first product in the industry. I mean, coffee farmers, definitely they are part of the people who are underserved. We want to touch them with this product. And again, the literacy also playing a big part here. Basically, their knowledge about insurance is very limited. They don't really believe in kind of risk transfer or risk management using insurance product. So what we did is we find a partner who is willing to fund them, to fund their insurance contract. So by having an insurance contract, now they are getting more to understand on what is actually Sharia insurance product.
Yeah. So it almost sounds like we'll need to think of some level of community programs to allow these people to kind of get a taste of what insurance can do for you, right? So build that trust, build that knowledge, build that literacy over time, in a way.
Yeah, you're completely right. I mean, ecosystem community is something that we can use to introduce our product. I mean, when we are talking about community, we can always work together with some of the Islamic organization. We have a couple of Islamic organization that is very big in Indonesia. If we can partnering with them in for the literacy program, it will be good. Or maybe, for example, let's say if we can find a community where we want to we want to cover, let's say, mosque in certain area, then it will be also a good way to introduce the Sharia insurance product. And also maybe Islamic schools, Islamic universities, maybe we can join with them. Maybe we can
do a financial literacy program.
Yes,
right,
or maybe
at the grassroots level.
We can do a sharing session with the universities students.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are very interesting ideas, actually.
Yeah, Nitya, maybe on top of what Pak Hilman said, that the involvement of the other stakeholders is also important. There are two ways actually in Indonesia. You can go from bottom up and also from top down. We need also, we've been done it in the beginning of the 1994. The Takaful industry in Indonesia actually start from the bottom to top. The involvement of the other stakeholders is very important. Pak Hilman also mentioned about the Islamic boarding school, the mosque, and every so-called the Islamic ecosystem, ecosystem. It's been also been coordinating by the association, where we go to the Islamic universities, we go to the Islamic boarding schools, we go to the community, we go to the Islamic organization to do the literation, because it's very important to literate people first before they decided whether they can go or not go to participate in the takaful.
And definitely, I mean, the potential, business in this is very exciting to me. I mean, you can imagine the penetration of insurance industry is less than 5%, and we have around 270 million population, where around 85% are Muslim. I mean, the potential cannot be bigger than this. So I think what we need to do is actually how to crack this. I mean, to really increase the awareness of people about the Sharia insurance product.
So, we've been talking about driving more literacy, driving more inclusion. And, we've talked about community outreach programs, maybe doing some grassroots level outreach programs as well. What about mobile and tech or digital as a potential channel? Because Indonesia has one of the highest number of users, using TikTok, using Facebook. So you really have people already kind of embedded in the digital ecosystem.
All right, thank you, Nitya. This is actually one of the newest regulation in Indonesia, including in the insurance and takaful. In Indonesia, we call it the IKD, Inovasi Keuangan Digital, or Digital Innovation Financing. It's also include the digitalization of the how people doing the underwriting or for the claim payment and process. In fact, the growth for the digitalization is we can see a very significant increase, not directly to the insurance or the takaful, but using the other intermediaries. Well, we call it the insurtech, and also some other investor already so-called doing acquire family takaful in Indonesia, because they have the system, they have the mobile system, they have the app. To people can participate. It's just one click, and then can go and see how's the fund goes, how's the investment, how's the distribution and something like that. Even they participate very, very low, maybe, but starting from 10,000 rupiah is less than $1 US. What I'm talking is about, like Pak Hilman said, per US dollar is a per annum, ya Pak? Is per annum. It's very, 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 very cheap when we're talking about so-called micro takaful. That's why we also encouraging our company members in the association to also going digital. I mean, it's more actually in terms of the view of the Sharia compliance. It can be more transparent. It can be more people can gaining more trust from the doing digitalization, because, for example, what you pay, you can get what exactly written in the app. When some other maybe doing the verbal communication, someone maybe overlook, or someone maybe can say something mistakenly, say something which is not supposed to be a promise, but when you doing the app and you see, okay, I will put this one, the product A is very good for me, okay, I choose. And then in the end of the day, he can say, okay, what is the benefit for the product A? Or he can capture, he can do, okay, this is the proof, and I want to get this this exactly what been promised in the website or in the app. So again, digitalization is one of the things been significantly growth in the Indonesia, and also if we see the news, but even the using of the app digitalization not only directly to the direct consumer, even for the students when they want to get into the university or the college, they have to apply with the mobile, and then to some extent, some people or some university already apply that must have the insurance before you can join the university or college. So it can be like embedded into the university, can embedded into the other entities that will can get benefit for both parties or the whole parties, not only for the for example in the university, not only for the university but for students and also for the takaful industry as well. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, we are talking about our future customers are Gen Z and Generation Alpha. They are digital native. I mean, digital channel are it's our future. So we need to do it now. We start now, and it's very important in part of our efforts in increasing the inclusion. What Zurich General Takaful Indonesia do right now is we really love if we can really have the complete digital capabilities, but we know it's going to take some time and it's going to take some investment. So we are again come back again to the principle that if we want to really develop this industry, it must be done by everyone in the industry, in the ecosystem. So what we are doing right now, while we are developing our digital capabilities, also we are inviting partners who already have that digital platform. For example, maybe if there is a Sharia digital banks who's looking for partners, we are very open. Digital multifinance company, Sharia, looking for a partner, we are very open.
During the time for 2 years, then people can do or innovate almost everything, and that's why we see in the so-called the startup is been very flourishing like like a mushroom in the rainy days. It's like because it's also been giving the so-called the privilege from the regulator to do the digitalization. In fact, also in Indonesia now they can use the policy nowadays. Beforehand it's very difficult because we still debating about whether the policy is to be in the hard copy one or we can do in the digital one. But now with our law for the what do you call it, the digitalization. I mean, it is now allowed to have the e-certificate. Yeah, so it's one thing that very useful. Yeah, for example, the micro takaful is very very burdensome if you have to produce the hard copy one. Even I believe how to produce the hard copy for the policy is more expensive compared to the contribution or premium, ya, Pak. Yeah.
To add to that also, again, finding the right strategic partner, it's very important. When I mentioned about our parametric insurance for the coffee farmers, right now we are doing it traditionally, but we are now kind of opening a discussion with a company who is providing platform to also to support these farmers, like this supply and chain for farmers. So if they can have most of the database for farmers in Indonesia, I think they're going to be a great strategic partner for us. So this kind of partnership that we are looking for, also definitely to support the inclusion of Sharia insurance product.
Nitya, because you're touching about this digitalization, I would like also to highlight about the importance of the cybersecurity,
Yeah.
because it's also been advised by our chairman of a supervisory board, which is our Indonesia number 2, or the vice president of Indonesia, which is the chairman of the supervisory board of the association. He been asking the association to encourage all the members, especially the Takaful industry, to ensure that the cybersecurity is complied to the so-called international certification. We learn some what you call it, the ransomware, the malware and everything. So we doing the digitalization, we also have to protect especially we have the law for the Data Privacy Act in Indonesia, which is very important to ensure that our data is not being sold, is not being published to in the dark way, or something like that. That's why it is a combination between the digitalization and also the cybersecurity, and also not to forget about this Data Privacy Act. We also been doing some comparative studies to other countries, and we are in the near future, we also want to bring all this so-called digitalization into one big data center in Indonesia, to combine all the informative for the usage of the underwriter, to decide, for example, this person A, is it he's healthy enough to be covered by the life insurance, or is this A is so-called financially sound to pay for the premium or contribution for the car insurance, or maybe this guy is having some so-called moral hazard due to the economic or maybe a economic challenge, and something like that. So we're trying to bring in the digitalization and can be used by the whole industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are also mindful of the risk, ya, Pak. We need to mitigate that so everyone doesn't have a second thought when they want to really leverage the digital capability, right?
Yeah. Hearing the both of you speak, right, it's also sounding like there is a strong talent upskilling agenda that needs to take place as well, right? Because if we have to bring in digitalization, we have to use data analytics and all of these things. There's a strong need to upskill the talent in the industry to be able to take full advantage of that as well.
No, that's true, Nitya. I mean, the talent in the insurance industry in Indonesia, I can say it's quite limited right now, and it's important for us to also develop the talent in the industry. So, I mean, not to. I think not even talking about digital capability or digital talents. In a couple years ago, we were kind of have a hard time in finding an actuary for insurance companies, for general insurance companies. So I mean, that's actually very basic. So but now we are going on the right track. I think everyone now see the need of grooming the talents. So I mean we don't want to kind of depending on like, for example, talents from the life industry. No, or coming from the conventional industry. We want to have our own pool of talents in the Sharia insurance industry. So the best way is by grooming the talents. That's why in Zurich General Takaful Indonesia, we love to to bring the young people, Gen Z.
Okay.
A lot of Gen Z in my team.
Yeah, but maybe I also need to highlight that Indonesia is a very open market, because Indonesia is also part and already signed the protocol for the ASEAN Framework Agreement on Services, in which will allow free flow of talent, Pak. So that's why we're also encouraging the local talents, especially from the local industry, to develop themselves, to bringing themselves to the next level, to the higher level. Not only to contribute in the home country, they can also go outside. But on the other way around, people from other part of the world, especially in the ASEAN countries, like from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Brunei, Thailand, they can also get into Indonesian market, because later it's going to be a free market for especially for the talent. But in relation with what you mentioned about the bringing the talent in Indonesia, we are having these two so-called the two regime now. The first one is the regime of the new capitalization to be implemented soon in 2026 and 2028. And the second one is the regime of the certification for the competence, which is not applicable in other part of Asian countries, which is only for Indonesia. The standard competence is including the skill, knowledge, and attitude, and this the certification is under the government body of the certification. So again, for those who want to work in Indonesian market, especially for in insurance or the takaful.
So anybody who wants to be employed by an
Yes.
insurance company or
Yes.
wants to be an agent also.
Yes, also
Okay,
for agent.
okay.
Also for agent
Okay.
also have to be
Okay.
to be passing the competency certification, not only the license, and will be implemented soon. But so this is one thing that's also the regulator want to increase the knowledge, the level of the ability and capability of every talent in the insurance industry. When I'm talking about insurance, also including the takaful industry. It doesn't matter. Even for our Sharia Supervisory Board, is also have to be what you call a certified competence. So is another challenge, but also another proof that the so-called if you see the Marine Hill is like a seaworthiness. So it's like okay, this one have a license. Okay, you have the driver's license, then you can drive a car or motorcycle. Before that, you're not allowed. Even later, OJK will not call the person for the fit and proper before having this certification. So I think it's correlated to what you asked earlier, that the talent have to be enhanced. Everyone have to be enhancing themselves, not only for the what you call the academic degree. They also need to be filled with the professional certification, and also for the competence certification.
Well, I mentioned before that we also work with universities, to increase the inclusion and literacy for Sharia insurance industry. But also at the same time, we also actually want to, invite talents, because this generation Z or generation Alpha, if we not introducing this industry to them, I don't think they are interested to come into the industry. So it's also important.
Thank you for that, and I think really important to consider the talent agenda, right? Last question from me that I really wanted to get into. What do you see as the next step in developing Takaful and Sharia in Indonesia over the next coming years? So what would the next kind of 5 years or 10 years look like to make sure that we really drive more penetration and inclusion?
Okay, Ditya, maybe I can start, and then Pak Hilman maybe can add on. But we have to be thankful in Indonesia that we have also, earlier I mentioned that we need strong support from the government, and it's been implemented by the OJK by launching the roadmap for the insurance industry, which include the takaful to 2023-2027. We can see from more than 100 pages of this research and the analytical data, and on all the so-called agreed commitment from all stakeholders and also from industry. We can see that a lot of the privilege also given to the takaful industry. For example, that I mentioned earlier about the OJK will also later they will produce the positive law about the how to maintain this as one halal ecosystem. And there will also plans to develop the social security under the Sharia principle, which is going to be a very huge changes here, because Indonesia, everyone must have the social security. So when they have an option for the Sharia compliance or the takaful, then takaful can also, as a coordination of benefit, they can also increase the literacy, Pak. They directly increase the literacy rate, because people say, oh, we just learned that there's a Sharia compliance for the social security. It can go also for the takaful. And also the other strong support from the OJK and also from the government is they will also so-called delegate some authority to the association, including the how to manage the agents. If we mention that in Indonesia we have almost 1 million agents, but for both conventional and takaful, so it's not easy to manage. It's 1 million, and we have to have also the database, and we have to use the digitalization. Because we have to know in which company now this company use or he moved to another, and with the strong support to the association as well, then the association can also trying to bring a healthier market competition, because we can control the member association to follow and adhere the code of conduct to each and every companies in as our member. Maybe Pak Hilman can also.
No, it's a real tailwind for the Sharia insurance industry, Nitya. We need this support from the government, and this roadmap really showing the government intention to grow the Sharia economy. So for us, I mean, in the industry, we are very happy, seeing this roadmap. As Pa Erwin mentioned before, the Sharia insurance industry, we don't want to be like a spoiled golden child of the government or of the regulator. We just want to be given the right momentum for us to jump higher.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, right, the more the ecosystem grows, the more you can also continue to grow through partnerships and awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it actually is a long wait support that we've been waiting for many years. If we always mention in each and every occasion, but takaful is still an infant industry, even though it's already 30 years in the market nowadays. But people always say takaful is always been infant industry. So everyone, please correct me if I'm wrong, Pak Hilman, but everyone in the industry, all the players in the companies, they're taking a baby step when they want to make or to try to innovate. When they want to make a new product, we don't have any regulation to support this one, or we may not have any strong support from other stakeholders. But with this roadmap, we can definitely now not only walking as an adult, we can jump, we can even go to the next level. Pak Hilman.
It gives us more confidence for us to really grow the industry, the Sharia insurance industry, in the next 5 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, it's been great having both of you, learn so much about the industry in general. Definitely a lot is happening, but there's a lot more to do to push, to develop trust, to drive more financial inclusion and penetration. And let's hope the next 5 years are even faster growth for the industry. So thank you both. Thank you, Pak Erwin, and thank you, Pak Hilman, for joining us for this podcast.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to be here as well. Thank you for inviting me as well.